Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of of Before the Green. Korey's obviously very excited about yesterday's outcome. Donnie apparently is not, as he unfortunately can't be with us again today. Too busy over there giving thanks for all of his great blessings, unlike Korey and I, who apparently have sadder lives. So, um, well, I mean,
I had a great day.
I had a great day too. That doesn't mean it's not a sad
Really?
existence.
You had a great day.
Listen,
Oh,
there
we're
are
not talking about that yet. Okay.
no. Listen, there are things that were definitely negatives, but overall, great day. Things outside of my control, I couldn't change those. So I mean, it is what it is.
I'm glad you're taking the high road for this. That's good.
Well, I don't feel like there's any other road that I can legitimately take. Unfortunately, I've got all my Bowman wall taken down. No, I'm just kidding. It's all still up there. It's just not.
Well, Bowman tried to not take the road yesterday too, so
Yeah. Anyway.
Larson had the fast car, but Bowman was the one who tried to fly away.
Yeah. He almost had his wings. Must be trying to get that Red Bull sponsorship for next year.
He must have. That's
He's
why
seen
it
it on
was too light.
SVG's helmet. Said, I want that.
That's why his car was too light. He just tried
Yeah.
to get rid of weight to fly out of the track.
All right, we will get into that, but why don't we talk about the actual race first? What were your thoughts on the race? What do you think?
I mean, you know what I thought. Larson won, so
Larson
pretty
didn't
great
just win,
race.
he dominated.
It was dominant. It was like Bristol all over again, man.
You guys all get
I was
crazy about SVG and stuff when he shows up, but as of yet, I haven't seen... And I should preface this too. I don't think it works as well when you don't have a year-round team. Like, when you're jumping into a car, even if it's part-time, like, I realize it's more consistent than not, but, like, you're working with a team that you don't work with every week. You're working with, a pit crew that they obviously give their best pit crew to their best driver or their full-time driver, whatever, right? And things like that. So, I think it's kind of stacked against you. And the reality is, too, you don't want to come in there and make a scene during the playoffs, especially as far as, like, moving somebody out of the way or something like that. But, yeah, Larson put on a show once he got the lead.
And it didn't take him long to get the lead either.
No, it didn't.
Really, like SVG was out in front, but I mean, I don't think Larson even was trying to pass him at that point because he knew, like, SVG was gonna pit to switch. I mean, I know Larson did too, but I don't know if that was a decision they had right from the start, or it just, I don't know. It didn't seem like he was trying overly hard at first, but once he did take the lead, that was it.
Yeah, and they played it right too. They were willing. I mean, they were so far ahead in the first stage that they still got fifth place, even with pitting, which is just mind blowing. And then
I was mad because I was like, "What is he doing? Like, he needs these points just to make it to the round of 8." Then I was like, "Oh wait, he still came out fifth, so he's still gonna advance after this stage, basically." So,
and like the other reality is too, everybody else was gonna pit as well. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see guys like Bowman. I think Donnie pitted there too. Those guys that I felt like needed points. I was surprised to see them pit. And I think now, like, knowing now what I didn't know when that was first happening, they weren't going to gain that many positions, right? Like, Bowman probably wasn't going to get into the top 10 if Larson's just coming out in fifth, right? So it makes sense then to pit, but at the time, I was like, man, that's a interesting strategy to say the least. But no, it was a decent race overall. I was happy to see Bowman win stage 2 and, get that playoff point there for next round. But anyway, Reddick won stage 1, Bowman won stage 2. Both of those guys had good days, obviously. But Reddick got caught back in the pack in stage 3, but did take that pit stop on the caution brake to get the fresh tires to put themselves in a position where they were quicker.
Yeah.
What you think of that? Because I know what I thought.
Well, he almost screwed his day up before that. He almost took out his boss and himself.
Yeah.
Like that's why he was in that position. Because after he won the stage, he was put back into the pack, and that's when he got right into Denny there, bent his toe link up.
You think
I
I'm
think bent
depressed
Denny's
today?
up a little too, isn't it?
Yeah, but like you think I'm depressed today because of Bowman being
Oh,
eliminated? Imagine if Reddick and Hamlin had both been eliminated because of damaged cars, okay? And then
and
Bowman
then
somehow lets Hamlin back in. You think I wouldn't be just fit to be tied? Would have been a
yeah,
bad scene.
Donnie definitely would have been on the podcast, and I guess that would have been the case.
No excuse. I'll be there. I'm on it. But yeah. Um, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about race-wise, really. It was pretty
A
tame.
little bit there that was pretty ridiculous was when we were watching the broadcast and Bubba Wallace got his penalty, and the broadcast decided to explain out what happened, how he crossed the barrier or the blue line or whatever, and then they run the tape and Byron does it right behind him, and he didn't get a penalty. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. But
now I will say, it really had no effect on the season in the end because Byron was already locked in. He didn't gain any stage points. But
it was just ridiculous when NBC goes through the whole process. This is why
they were very
Bubba
quick.
got penalized.
They were very quick to say, and NASCAR did say if there was any doubt, they would err on the side of the driver. So
Yeah.
that kind of, I'm sure that was their out. But it was, it was.
It was still pretty funny. I seen some tweets about that too. We weren't the only ones to notice it.
No, well, no doubt there. I will say, like, sometimes when people were on high alert anyway after the whole Kligerman incident in the Xfinity race. Everyone was ready to pounce on NASCAR's back and kind of torture them a bit anyway, and rightfully so. That was a messy situation, but
yeah. But I guess NASCAR just doesn't like the 48 this week. So.
Someone
what are
doesn't.
the chances?
Oh
man.
Was there anything else about the race in particular you want to talk about? I know it was short, but I really don't feel like there was a ton of that race that I was like, that was.
Larson pretty much had it in control, like
I will say Bell was super tight with him at the end. He was only a second and a half back or something like that.
Yeah, but at that point, Larson's behind Swervez there. I mean, who wants to go anywhere near him when you're leading a race? Like, he'll just take you out for the fun of it.
Listen, Larson doesn't care. You know this. He's done it before.
I know, but I wouldn't have messed with Suarez too. Like, that guy's a menace to society on the track.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways, so I think that was just he was coasting the line at that point. But hey, Suarez did let him go, so I guess good job, buddy.
Is he back in your good graces now?
No, I still don't like him as a driver.
All right, let's talk about playoffs then, because obviously when the race ended, we were all under the impression that Logano, Cindric, Briscoe, and Suarez were eliminated, and then of course an hour or so later, come to find out Bowman's car did not pass inspection, and it was due to underweight. I've seen a lot of people saying it was underhype, but it was underweight by more than 17 pounds. I guess 17 pounds is the grace. It'd be interesting to know exactly how much it was out by.
I don't think we're ever going to know, though.
No, probably not. So that means Bowman, Cindric, Briscoe, and Suarez are gone.
I'd say it was probably significant because Hendricks just announced that they weren't going to appeal it. So, and we're like, why wouldn't you appeal it if you, like, there was some, like, they got caught. Like, you know, they got their tail between their legs right now, I'd say, and just be like, all right, let's go. There are 3 drivers we have now.
Yeah, maybe. I do know that at one point there was pretty severe penalties for losing a ballast as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not wanting to dwell on it a whole lot. But it was a double disappointment for me. We got Logano in the playoffs, which, I mean, I know he's got his fans and stuff. It's just, you know, I was really rooting for that that 4-car Final Four for Hendrick. I thought that would be pretty
would
interesting.
Have been a cool storyline, but yeah.
But I will say I think it'll be interesting to see if Bowman's the type that decides he's going to go out and prove something these next few weeks and back it up, or if he's going to kind of kind of go back into a shell kind of thing or what, but
Maybe he'll try helium in his tires now to get him a little lighter.
I didn't take off before. Next year we'll do better. Is there anyone on that list you were surprised by? I mean, I think Bowman's probably the easiest one to be surprised by out of those three. The other three,
Well, I mean, yeah, no, those were really.
I guess they were your four,
I
weren't they?
No,
No,
I
you
had
took
Cindric making it, but yeah, there was no real surprises in my opinion.
Yeah, Cindric was close actually. If he wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't crazy far off. He did what he had to do yesterday, but so that means we've got in the final 8. We've got Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
You were a little delayed. You cheered for Chase Elliott. I want you to know
Well, that's all right. Maybe
William
I can
Byron.
be a Chase sexual for a minute.
Got William Byron, so we got the 300 cars. Then we got Blaney and Logano for the 2 Penske. Then we've got 2 JGR cars with Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell, and finally Tyler Reddick for 2311. So we do have a pretty decent representation of all the manufacturers.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know if I could say I'm surprised by any of these. I think Hamlin's probably the most surprising to me.
Yeah,
just based on how he ran the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he's got lucky.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. They were talking on tear down, I think, or someone was, that these 8 were the top 8 in the regular season points as well. So like all the stuff NASCAR tried to throw at them with the crazy, like the speedways and the road courses, like the top guys are still performing,
and that
at the
makes
top,
sense.
basically. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, but it's just funny with all NASCAR threw at them with Talladega and the Roval and stuff like that. That
well, and like to be honest, we've seen this type of thing before, where consistency consistency will still get you a long, long way in this sport. You look at like last year, Kyle Larson. He won a lot, but he wrecked a lot too, and he didn't. I don't know. I mean, it's a different year, man.
Speak
He's
it
fine.
into existence. He's
I don't know.
Still wrecking too much for my liking.
Listen, after the jinxing you did on my guy this weekend,
Oh man, I'm like,
you're in for
it.
it. You're never allowed to utter the name Alex Bowman ever again. But yeah,
fair enough.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Why don't we, since we're discussing these 8?
I got a question.
Sure.
Out of these 8, is there a clear favorite to you right now? I know you picked Bell at the first of the year. Is he still your favorite?
Well, I think the Toyotas are probably the worst performing manufacturer right now. As far as getting the most out of his car consistently, I still think Bell is right there. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a favorite. I think it's between him, Larson, and Byron, though. Like, I think those are my guys if I was going to have to pick 3 to go into this round. And I don't know who's going to point their way in, but I think those 3 are the 3 that I'd be like, okay, they're the ones that are going to go out and maybe compete for the wins here.
Yeah.
I don't
know,
Elliott's
man,
been quiet. Blaney and
I'm-
Logano have been quiet. Reddick's been a mess. And Hamlin.
He showed speed yesterday when he had it, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
he also had
Yeah, it
way
was fresh
fresher
tires,
tires,
too,
right?
so,
Like it's
yeah.
it's a lot easier to show speed when you're faster than everybody
True.
mechanically, right? Like so
it was good to see tires actually matter for once.
yeah. I'm gonna ask a question I think I know the answer to then. Do you have a
Larson.
favorite of these 8? Yeah, okay. No question needed.
And he's got 2 wins in the playoffs now. Like,
He's the
I
only
don't
repeat
know.
winner in the playoffs, actually.
yeah, I think he's battling himself. Like, like you said, he's got a tendency to wreck or make the wrong move at the wrong time, and I think that's the only thing that's going to stop him getting into the Final Four. If he doesn't, I don't think it's going to be anybody beating him. I think it's going to be
Him beating himself, yeah.
beating himself. Yeah. But,
All right, let's talk about our predictions from the last cutoff race 3 episodes ago. So we'll start with Donnie. Donnie went 3 for 4. He said Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman. He got lucky on that. Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick. Of course, Reddick being the lone one of those picks that made it through.
he almost had a perfect sweep.
What's that?
Or no, he wouldn't have hit a sweep. Never mind.
No.
'Cause he had picked Bowman too.
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't think he'd pick Bowman, but
Yeah. Then you took Suarez and Bowman and Byron. You went big on the Hendrick Motorsports picks here, and Chase Briscoe. So you went three for four as well, with William Byron being the one that made it through.
yeah, that was a stupid decision.
Yeah, but to
Looking
be
back.
fair, like
Yeah,
3 races ago, we both took them, right?
Yep.
I can't say anything. So I took the 3 easy ones: Suarez, Briscoe, and Cindric. I just checked those all off my list. Oh, neither one of you guys took Cindric.
No.
And I also took William Byron. So I also went 3 for 4. So nobody got a perfect bracket on that one. And yeah, I guess that leaves me technically one behind because I went 2 for 4 on the previous one. But nonetheless, so here we are. I guess we might as well do this a little bit differently this time. Let's go through Donnie's picks that he gave us in advance and see if they're on our list for guys that we think will be eliminated. Let's start with his first pick of Tyler Reddick. What do you think?
That's to be eliminated, he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have him on my list.
You got him on yours? Yeah. I think I've got him on mine too, which is surprising to me in a way.
It's a tough one for me because it's just the way he's been performing. If he was performing at a decent level and seeing Homestead come up, seeing he's good at Las Vegas too, like I'd pick him to make it the Final Four, but he just has not had a good playoff. So
I go back to my old statement I made about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. He doesn't perform well under pressure. Toyota seems to be the weakest of the manufacturers. 2311, in my opinion, just does not have the focus that it needs to have right now. So yeah, I've got him on my list too. Yeah, I think we probably he might be the easy pick this round, I guess.
I don't think there is an easy pick this round, but
No, probably
anyways.
not. Okay. His next pick was Ryan Blaney. You got him on your list?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
I'll come back to him because, yeah.
Okay.
Would you have on your list?
Honestly, I don't. I don't think I have Ryan Blaney on my list right now.
I'm struggling because I don't see a way for him to get there with these tracks, but I don't know.
I just think he's too consistent. But
Yeah, but he's been consistently bad. He's wrecked. Well, I mean, not to his own fault, but he's wrecked out more than anybody, I think, these playoffs. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Chase Elliott?
I do have Chase Elliott not making it.
You got Chase on yours?
Yep.
Okay. Why do you got Chase?
Well, is he the bottom or is no?
Logano's
Joey's the bottom,
bottom.
so he's
9
like
out, I
second
think.
though. So
Yeah.
he's also a tough one because these tracks do favor him a little bit, but I just haven't seen a Final Four performance out of him yet. I guess that's basically all.
Okay.
The whole season, really. Like I haven't like he's just
been quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
Super consistent, but quiet.
But never felt like he was championship material this year. But
I also have him on my list. And then
Donnie also does. Are you?
Yeah,
no,
we're reading off Donnie's list.
You just got it all messed up. Okay.
No, I don't.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've never understood how I do things, and that's okay.
I don't understand it.
So Donnie's final pick for elimination, he's got Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and he also took Joey Logano. He thinks this is the end of the line for Penske and for Ford, which, to be fair, after the comments he made earlier in the year, I mean, he pretty much has to say that. Do you have Joey on your list?
I do not have Joey on my list.
You think Joey goes Final Four?
Joey Logano is going to come out and win Martinsville.
Wow. Okay. I have Joey on my list. I think he's lucked into his position that he's in. Everyone says, oh, well, what about Richmond? Well, what ifs don't really matter, do they? Because you can't say Joey Logano deserved to win that race. Austin Dillon definitely deserved to win the race as far as having the fastest car on the day and things like that. Had it not been for that late race caution, Joey's not even in the conversation. So the fact that he even had the opportunity, that was lucking into it. Same as his win in Nashville, same as his win in Atlanta. Yeah, I think Joey Logano's luck is going to run out at some point, even though it is, what is it, every odd year he supposedly gets to the Final Four or whatever.
I don't know. I just think he's going to see this as, hey, this is my shot. I don't know. I just got a feeling.
Listen,
He
he very
hasn't
well
let me
could.
down yet this year, so.
Yeah. All right, then. I've got 3 on my list. Donnie's list is full.
You're saying Joey, so do you have Hamlin in your list because you think Joey lucked there?
I do have Denny on my list. Denny's my last. Yeah. I think my Final Four is, I think it's Blaney. I think it's Byron. I think it's Larson. And I think it's Bell. I picked Bell from the very beginning of the year. And as much as he's been quiet.
So here's my shocker. I have Bell on my list.
Of eliminations?
Of eliminations, yep.
Okay.
He's run good and then he hasn't. And I think he's run good these last couple of rounds, and I think he just might.
See, this is why Donnie needs to be here, because he would light you up for this take right now.
Yeah, he's done that before, and he's been wrong too. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. But,
yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. What about those Fords now, Donnie? But.
All right, and who is your final?
And man, I don't think Ryan Blaney's going to do it. I got to put him on mine.
So
I think Denny's going to make it to the Final Four.
Do you?
I think he's going to be the only Toyota there.
I don't know, man. I think his focus is elsewhere.
I don't even know if it's his focus or if he's lost a step, but But
you think he makes?
I don't know. I put Christopher Bell there just for just to be different, but I do think he hasn't performed great and that he can slip up, and he doesn't run great at these tracks. He's averages 15th at Las Vegas. Yes, he's won, but his averages are not great at Homestead or even Martinsville's. But
so essentially, then that means that Donnie is taking William Byron. He's taking Kyle Larson. He's taking Denny Hamlin. And he's taking C. Bell to the Final Four, right?
Yep.
That right? Okay. Which tells me then, so the other option is you're taking Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and William Byron.
Yep.
So you guys actually have 3 of the 4 the same. And then I am saying that it's going to be Kyle Larson, William Byron, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Blaney in my Final 4. We're not as close as I thought we would be.
I just don't see a way Ryan Blaney makes it without his points lead. I
don't know, man. Those Fords are running really, really strong. Which is funny because I will say, in my dream list of picks for the next 3 races, obviously it all resets for the final round, right? We can pick whoever, but I don't have a Ford in those picks. But
I won't be surprised if there isn't a Toyota in the Final Four, to be honest with you. That's how down I am on Toyota. But
oh, you mean you won't be surprised if none of them make it?
Yeah, I won't be surprised if Denny doesn't make it either. But
guy can hope,
be
right?
Wrong with that. I mean, they just haven't seemed fast. I don't know.
They've been sluggish.
They haven't been up there with Hendrick or Ford.
No. And truthfully, at the beginning of the season, I said that Toyota and Ford would both leapfrog Chevy by the end of the year, just because they got those new bodies, and once they figured them out, they should be better. But they haven't. Chevy's been running pretty good. Ford's been running probably the best, I would think, right now, as far as across every track. They seem to be doing well. And then Toyota's just kind of lagging behind a little bit everywhere. And that's not to say they couldn't find something pretty soon and turn it on, but yeah.
I don't know, man. It's hard to just turn it on, I think, in the playoffs. Denny said yesterday, oh, now we race. Well, why weren't you racing the last 6 races? Really? I don't believe you weren't racing the last 6 races. Come on, bud.
I don't know. I've seen the results. I would say it's accurate. I just don't think that it's because they wanted to not race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was a conscious choice.
No, I think he just hasn't had the speed, and he hasn't. I don't know.
I honestly think his head is elsewhere.
Yeah, but
I think this lawsuit is weighing on him heavy. I think retirement talks are weighing on him heavy. I think the fact FedEx is leaving is weighing on him heavy. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a lot going on right now outside of the cockpit of that car, and you can say what you want about, once you're in the car, you kind of shut the world off and tune it out or whatever. But I don't think that that's necessarily true. If you get in the car in a bad mental state, I don't think you can get into a good one just because you fired the engine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
The only reason I got him making the Final Four is I think he can. It's a mile and a half. Like, he's great at mile and a half. I mean, Homestead, Las Vegas, like, and Martinsville's Martinsville. Like, he's good at short tracks too. So I mean, I put him there because the tracks line up for him, not because I think he's got the speed. It's just
right.
I think he's got the experience and the.
He's got the potential, not the.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. All right. You want to talk about picks?
No, I don't want to talk about picks.
This is gonna be a short episode, I think.
How could I finish any worse than disqualification?
To be fair, you were gonna be the worst out of the 3 picks anyway, but
I thank goodness, because man, I would have been the one not in the podcast this week if that was the case.
All right, so last
Brutal.
week you took Alex Bowman, who devastatingly enough was disqualified, so he finishes dead last in 38th place. I chose Christopher Bell, who finished in 2nd, and Donnie took Tyler Reddick, who finished 11th. I will say, I'm glad I got Bell before Donnie did, because that was his pick. So, So I win in Charlotte. Me and I take a 1-point lead over the other two of you into Las Vegas. We are now at 14, 13, 13, and before...
Yeah.
Well, listen, you know as well as I do, if Donnie was here, he'd say, and I have the tie break. Well, you know who's got the tie break right now? This guy. It's called a point.
You have to be on every episode, or like the majority of the episodes, for you to have a hot tiebreaker, and he hasn't been, so...
He's been on the
might
majority.
Start losing points. Okay, well, you know what I mean. He's missed more than everybody else.
He's got more going on.
We're gonna start taking points away from him, I think.
You just close the door and keep your wife out of the room. he actually he knows without Natalie he's in a mess. So that means I get to pick first this week, and then Korey gets to pick last, and Donnie has already, much like the rest of the year, phoned in his pick. So I am actually going to go ahead, and for Las Vegas, I am going to take Alex Bowman at the place where he got his last oval win. On a week where I think he's got a lot to prove still. In my opinion, he's going to come out here in this next round and try to show that he would have made it to the Final Four. And I think Vegas is a good spot for him to pick it off. Like I said, he's won there before and things like that. So that's my pick for this week.
We'll see. I hope he puts on some weight.
Listen, he can't finish worse than he did last week. Right? It's gotta be an improvement. Man. Unless there's more cars in the field, I guess, technically. But Donnie took William Byron. We've got 2 of the Hendrick cars gone.
Yeah, but the wrong ones, unfortunately, because Kyle Larson's going to win this race. But
you can't pick Kyle Larson.
I know I can't pick Kyle Larson, so I'm going to have to pick the second place guy, I guess. And I'm going outside the playoffs. Probably crazily, but hey, it is who I am. I'm going with a guy who I think is his last shot for a win this year, and I'm going Kyle Busch.
Ooh, I love it. I love that pick. That's a good pick.
He runs well here, man.
So we got 2 non-playoff drivers this week. Look at that.
Yeah.
Really taking big swings at it. Actually, I'm going to be honest. I hate to root for someone I'm competing against, but I would actually be very happy to watch Kyle Busch win a race before the end of the year.
Man, I would love to see
I'd
Kyle
rather
Busch
not be
win.
a week where you picked him and would leapfrog him for the lead, but I will gladly accept it if that's what's necessary. That's a good pick.
I don't know.
I like that.
I don't see anywhere else he can win. Homestead, I don't think he can. I guess Martinsville, he's probably good there. Where isn't he good? But I think this is the best shot.
I think for me, it just depends on if they can give him the right car.
Well, that's it, right? Which, hey.
Richard Childress always top of the line, so. All right, well, what do you say we call it a night? You want to take us out of here?
Do I sing Kyle had a fast car, or do I gotta
I don't know. It'd be nice
just
if you're gonna
fade off
do it. I
into
wish
the-
you would add some more lyrics to it.
Well, see, I don't know any more lyrics, so
Oh, okay. To a song that you made up.
well, what can I say? I'm not not one of my best talents singing, so I'll spare everybody, but all right, thanks for listening, everybody. Hopefully, Donnie, you're back sometime. I'm sure you're listening, just itching to be back. But yeah, we will see you guys after Las Vegas.
Yeah, buddy. See you next week, guys.
Where I will be singing Kyle Larson Had a Fast Car once again.
Oh my gosh. If
Final
that
four,
happens,
baby.
I'm retiring.
Final four next week. Kyle Larson, you heard it here first.